Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're here at Spa-Francorchamps, and as you can see, it's already a wet qualifying, and most of the drivers have just turned out. I think they're on their out laps right now. We are following Dante Adams, Prometheus, Srikantas, Fox Racing, Shooter, Jishnu, Aradha Gupta, his teammate Jagdesh is currently in the pits, Harsh in the Aston Martin, currently on his out lap. I think the Mercs still are yet to come out. I think they are adapting to the real life strategy, if I can say so myself. Anyways, let us follow the combatant today. Who do we have here? Dante Adams in the Alfa Romeo as he is coming around the third sector on his way to start his first flying lap here at Spa. It's an awesome historical track full of great moments, but yet its history is befuddled with tragedy. And the fun fact is, next year when Spa goes down to be the 80th time Formula One Grand Prix is held there, as he finally comes around the bus stop chicane, and the Alfa Romeo will start to zoom past the first DRS zone at the start-finish line. Let us follow him up with his telemetry. I don't think we need that. Yeah, Dante Adams currently driving for Alfa Romeo this season on his first soft tires. I think it's quite a gamble right now because the track is already starting to become a little damp, so I think it's the crucial time for the drivers to set a time right now if possible on the softs. Obviously, sorry, I totally forgot to mention that. So let us just go through the history of the track. Obviously, as I just said, it's an awesome, great track here. Around 20 corners full of racing action. And here we can see Dante Adams just navigating through Lecombs, turn 7, 8, 9, heading towards a very tough hairpin-like corner here at turn 10 and 11 Brussels. Then finally on to sector 2's turn 12, and he goes a little wide. I don't think that would be giving him much favors, but the thing is, obviously you lose a lot of grip on the slicks when you're driving in such conditions. But we have already, our first lap time has been posted by Srikantas. He has gone 150.2. I think it's pretty viable, and maybe someone can put up a fight today. But yeah, it's going to be a very tough ride from here on out, because usually we expect lap times to be around the 140s, 130s, but who am I to complain, as Dante Adams still hasn't invalidated his laps somehow. He tries to make through the sector 3 of this entire layout, going on to turn 17 and 18, heading up into the final chicane, and it's very tough to not lose traction of your car at this point. But yeah, navigates it through beautifully, and Dante Adams will go. Okay, he has crashed. Alright. Intriguing set of circumstances, but yeah. Well, I think I'll have to switch perspectives. Let us see who else is currently on an hot lap. The Noble Garter is now approaching that chicane, which is called as Lecom 789. We have already followed Dante Adams from there. Let us see what the Alfa Romeo has in store, as Aradha Gupta on his Red Bull has gone 150, currently sitting at P5, but the benchmark has been set by the Aston on his Noble Garter's teammate Aston Martin, which is posted lap time of 149.9. That's barely a difference between himself from P1 to P5, around say half a second. So yeah, Radha Gupta has a lot of work to do here, but I think he'll come through in my opinion, as he's navigating. Noble Carter navigates through sector 2. Man, everyone will be trying to hold up everyone else, and I think there has been a gap created. And this is a spin. Noble Garter has just spun on his flying lap. That is very unfortunate. He was almost on his completion of his first out lap, but yeah, he will be driving into the pits because I don't think there's nothing else that can be done at this point. But the conditions, I don't think, seem to be improving right now. But yeah, who knows? I'm currently not driving on board with them. And there has a car has just gone on to the gravel trap at turn 16. I don't know which car was that, but yeah, loads of yellow flags being waved around sectors 2 and 3. You have to be very careful. And we have our first transition. Quick Killer in the Mercedes has just switched on to the intermediate tires. Hopefully he can light him up and try to make a lap that can contend with the soft runners. But yeah, huge debate because obviously there's a lot of pace disadvantage when you're on the wets. But how do I how will I can how any it's anyone's guess how this entire session might turn out to be. The Mercedes is currently on a flyer going down to sector 3 already in the 130s, so I don't think, yeah, I think Quickler might be able to make this quite a lot of margin between the pole time 149, 144, 145 as he crosses across the line. Quick Killer would go, yeah, fastest on the inters. Oh, right, that's the magic of Quick Killer. Let us see how his teammates are faring. Deadly Mosquito still inside the pits right now. I don't know, maybe they are trying some strategy to go out because they know that the softs would lose the pace over some time. As now we can see Arata Gupta's Red Bull starting his outlap on the intermediate tires. And in the meanwhile, Sid Venkatesh on his softs all little up by around 10th over Quick Killer's time as he goes down to turn 12, 13, 14, driving into sector 2. You have to, this part of the track is very tricky where the Ferrari is currently driving out, but yeah, you have to make sure that you avoid the gravel while you make the transition to the third sector, and it's straight throttle, full pedal to the metal as you would approach the final corner. And these are some straight conditions, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be very aware of what goes down at this point, as the Ferrari might try to take a gamble. But yeah, it would be really strange. But anyhow, as Sid Venkatesh crosses the line, he goes from P9 to P9, stays at P9. Alright, no improvement there from the Ferrari driver. But yeah, now is the right time to switch on to the intermediate tires and try to make sure that your entire lap counts. Currently, Quick Killer sitting at 149.3, followed by Shooter's Ferrari 149.4, only a tenth between them. As we can see some of the combatants for the race at Spa emerging over some course of time. Currently, I find it pretty surprising that some of the tires have elected to just stay out on the soft tires. They are not going to go for a deficit. That there are very small deficit, in my opinion, between the intermediate and the soft tires. But yeah, only one casualty so far, Dante Adams, who we just saw on our screens, crashing out while on his first flying lap. And yeah, that is not going to do him any favors. Currently set at P13. And his only hopes are that the McLaren simply don't come out. And we have another retirement. Sid Venkatesh, something has happened to the Ferrari as he has just parked at turn 16, and the drivers will have to be very careful to just not go into him at that point, as his car has been cleared up by the AI. And now we can see, let us see who is on his out lap. Currently the Williams of Srikanth Das is on a flyer, still on the soft tires. These guys are very stubborn when it comes to changing their tires for now, as they come to the final chicane. Let us see if he can make Frank Williams about as he simply dives into the pits. Alright, man, that was just not getting hyped up. But yeah, I think the Williams strategy might be to just stay in till the end of the almost till the end of the session and just go on a singular flyer on the intermediate tires, as Quick Killer on his second lap has posted a time of 149.3, and Radha Gupta on his inters has posted lap time of 148.7. That is great coming from the Red Bull. The Red Bull will be trying to give some kind of battle to the Mercedes of Quick Killer. Yeah, I think that spirit of contending between the two of them is still there. I think it was absent for quite a while, or I may have missed out, but yeah, good surprise there. But and plenty of margin between the two, almost 6 tenths, 148.7 to 149.3. Quick Killer might just get intimidated enough, or obviously he will be trying to challenge that lap time. As you can see, Hirsch in the Aston Martin. I'm not being able to catch these guys from Eau Rouge right along, but yeah, anyhow, as this Aston Martin driven by Hirsch is currently sitting at P4, 149.9. Let us see if the Aston Martin can light up those inters and try to contend with the Red Bull. Obviously, just like this year's, or at least how it started, Aston Martin still look to be having plenty of pace, but it's still to be seen if some of our new competitors here in our league can give a fight to the prominent names already here. We had ABD, we had Quick Killer. Unfortunately, I don't think ABD has been here for quite a while, as he improves and goes P3. Almost improvement of half a second, and only 1,000 between himself and the Ferrari of Shooter. Man, that was too close, my friend. But yeah, good for you. You have posted a pretty prominent lap time, but I think it might be just time be enough to just head into the pits, rest for a while, and then try to see if you can improve for quite a while. And you can see a handful of drivers who are still driving on soft tires right now, currently following on Fox Racing. Now he just went through La Source, going on to the second slight corner. That will be climbing at turn 3, 4, 5, right on Eau Rouge. Very infamous corner, and obviously these cars, it's a very high risk to take it all out, flat out on this corner. As he approaches the first supposed DRS sector, came in straight here. And here, you know, what happened here. Here comes Sebastian Vettel for a successive 2 years. Approaches turns 7, 8, 9. Then it's a right-hander, goes down off full throttle, but he'll try to make sure that he gets the braking zone right as he approaches the very hairpin-like turn 10, 11 here at Brussels. And as you know, there we can take a left-hander. And now, since as I was talking about the aerodynamic nature of this generation's car, you just cannot take this corner flat out just like the W11 did back in 2020. As they try, as Fox Racing is still on soft tires. These, I think, currently they're setting up an example as they comes across the next corner, avoids the gravel trap and is a little bit off from his previous sector time of by 4 thousandths. Race control has just ruled out he did go over a limit and his lap time has been invalidated, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, now might be the right time to just come into the pits and switch on to the soft intermediate tires as soon as possible, and that's what the McLaren will be vying for. As we catch up with Prometheus might be on his final lap. I think his only lap in this qualifying session. Approaching Lecombs here is where Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso had their pretty infamous car crash back in 2022, where Fernando Alonso gave a long rant about Hamilton not knowing how to drive, if not from pole position. But yeah, all in good banter so far. And we have a full sector. We have a lot of yellow sectors being flagged across sector 2 and 3, but yeah, let us see what Prometheus, Fox Racing's partner, can do. The both McLarens are currently sitting at P10 and P11. That won't be doing them any favors right now. The McLarens obviously had a lot of pace back at Silverstone, but didn't get their strategy right. Instead, they switched on to the soft tires and they had to drag out a very minimal, very drawn out stint on tires which were not able to light up for that many laps. But yeah, intermediate tires, they can last long in these conditions, a long time. That's why no pitting rule has been applied when in case of races, which incorporates them. Anyways, as Prometheus will soon be starting his final lap right now, probably the first car. Let us see whom is he trying to. And there's a spin. There's a which car was it? And it is the Alpha Tauri of Tembu. Oh, right, my friend. At this point, you had to go for the inters. You would have had grip, and bus stop chicane is very hard to maintain traction when it comes down to getting through, making that transition to the first DRS zone. But yeah, unfortunate for the Alpha Tauri, and that's a really rough start to his final outlap as we start go with Aranda Gupta currently. He is sitting on provisional pole right now. Let us see if the Red Bull can impress our audiences. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention Aranda Gupta is currently with us in the comm box. I don't think I will be trying to intimidate him by telling him of his own commentary, but yeah. Let us carry on with the Red Bull as he tries to ensure that he can improve his time, crosses the first sector off by 7 thousandths. Minimal gap between the competitors here today, ladies and gentlemen. As he goes on the hairpin like structure. No incidents so far, I believe, but yeah, loads of cars currently going for it. Eventually they would be trying to make sure that their final outlap goes the way that they want to. As we have a car which has gone off, and it's Jishnu's Alpine. Something has gone very wrong right now, and I believe he just might be trying to give some space, but his lap has been invalidated and he's just letting those drivers go. The session has come down to an end, ladies and gentlemen, and 6 cars now cannot improve their time. That's Shrikant Das's Williams, Hirsch's Aston Martin. Noble Carter has improved, and we have a crash, ladies and gentlemen. Wicket Vicky has crashed at sector 3 and he has been disqualified. Must have lost control of his car so far. Aranda Gupta has now claimed his provisional pole. 2 tenths between himself and Shooter. As Quick Killer crosses the line, goes P2, 148.9, 2 tenths difference. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back on track as the session comes to an end. And as you might all be aware, our provisional pole has been converted to a pole position to the Red Bull of Aranda Gupta, followed by Quick Killer, followed by Shooter, Noble Carter, Shrikant Das, Harsh, Jishnu. A very mixed field with some very adamant players today who would just weren't budging to switch on to the Inter tires, but they have proven themselves very capable by driving on slick tires here in these very damp conditions today. Jagdesh P14 has of trouble P13, Deadly Mosquito P12, with the other Mercedes currently sitting at P2. So ladies and gentlemen, it might be a huge fight which will be going down in just a few seconds. And yet, yeah, very intriguing qualifying session. Nothing which was out of the extraordinary, but yeah, very competitive grid for today as we raced here at Spa Francorchamps.